Hey, how is everybody? We are excited that you are here at another Discover WSCS. We hope that these are kind of giving you a little bit of a glimpse of who we are as a school and give you a chance to learn a little bit more about us, just kind of on a surface level. We're in a different spot today, and where are we?
Well, we are really excited to let you know that we are in our new high school space for this school year 21-22. This is going to be the home of our high school students.
We're really excited because this is really going to provide an opportunity for every student in our school to have a unique experience, whether your child's in our early learning center, our lower school, our middle school, which is getting some more breathing room up there, and then our high school, which will have its own separate space over here on the other side of our campus.
So we've gone from a 40,000 square foot school building and we've added another 60,000 square feet to just kind of expand our space. But our goal is still to remain small. We're going to have 2 sections per grade in our middle and high school because we think kind of knowing students is important. It allows us to have every student here as a known entity so that we can help keep them accountable. And that accountability is one of the things that we work to do through our Portrait of a Graduate. So what are some of the ways, we haven't prepped any of this, so what are some of the ways that we help students take ownership at different levels here?
Well, for me as a former teacher and also now as a house parent, I think one of the ways that you foster ownership is when you allow students to be a part of the building process. And so we have had students on campus working to prepare this facility for us to move into in 21-22. They've been a part of our facility renos over on the other side of campus. And so I think ownership begins when they feel like the building belongs to them and have the ability to pour into a little sweat equity, because then they want to take care of something that they have built themselves. So that's one way that we foster that sense of ownership.
I guess I would say just some of the structures and the routines that we put into, the high school, middle school, and lower school experience. We have a service hour component that's required for all of our kids for graduation. And so we set up opportunities for them to be able to take ownership of, the opportunity to serve and help others. And so we make that a part of just the daily routine here at school. I think also just academically, we set pretty high standards and we expect kids to reach those goals with a lot of support. And we just really try our best to make sure that they're recognizing their role in the academic experience.
So there are 2 things that I'm excited about in terms of student ownership by kind of making this adjustment here on campus. The first one is I have loved middle school just in terms of its culture and climate. I've always been intrigued by how do you make that a great experience. So many people talk about middle school being difficult years. Maybe this is because I have a daughter that's actually going into middle school. But one of the things that I'm excited about is our middle schoolers in the past, when we have a whole upper school, 6 through 12, 7 through 12, those younger kids get lost in the mix a little bit. And so this is going to create some unique opportunities for their leadership to take place. And so that there will be, we've done a good job with the house system, kind of cultivating some middle school leadership. But when you're on a floor that has 120 high school kids on it as well, you get lost in that mix. And so by creating a separate middle school environment, I think there's a lot of space for those 8th graders and even 7th and 6th graders to take on some ownership in that space. On this side in the high school, I'm excited about some of the things a lot of what I like to deal with in the high school is addressing taking ownership of your academic experience. But few people don't succeed in college because they're not smart enough. But lots of people struggle in college because they just don't know how to handle the freedoms and the new level of personal responsibility. And so as we build out schedules for next year, we may have students that have holes in a schedule. And so there is a common space that we'll show you that will be set up, not today, it's not ready, but we'll show you at a future date. It'll be set up a little bit more like a Starbucks, where a kid may have first and second period, but they may have a third period that they're taking an online class through our collaboration with Liberty. They may be taking an online class at Forsyth Tech in terms of dual enrollment, and there's space for them to kind of govern, hey, how do I maintain the responsibility and take ownership of my academics and manage that time to succeed? And so I think those are two things that I'm excited about on the middle school and high school end in terms of helping kids to take some ownership of just how they manage their time and things like that.
Right, and also, I mean, piggybacking off of that, we've seen such growth and expansion in our middle school and high school programs over the years that sometimes our lower school students, they take a back seat. And so now this also gives them the opportunity to grow and to flourish in that building, and there's space and room now for our classrooms to be able to expand over there as well.
So lots of exciting things that are happening here on campus. You may have been following us on our social media. We've seen this week our ELC has gone through this rigorous transition of our accreditation from our previous location to now here, and have passed that with flying colors. And so you get this ELC experience that's here. Our lower school, you've seen them just kind of, I really loved going on this 5th grade field trip, the Sound to Sea trip, and seeing kids just be excited about the education that they're doing there. And so now we're in a place where we're going to provide 4 kind of unique academic experiences, but at one convenient drop-off location. So it's exciting to be a part of Winston-Salem Christian School and the things that are going on right now. Lizzie, if I'm a parent or a student that wants to know a little bit more about, hey, this sounds like something I'm interested in, what do I do from here?
So the first step would be to reach out to us. You can fill out an inquiry form online, and that just gives me your contact information so that I can reach out to you and come schedule a tour, schedule a phone call. I've done a couple of Zoom tours recently for some international families, which, you know, is definitely a new experience for me. But it just allows me to kind of get to know you, get to know your family, your kids, what it is that you're looking for in a school, and then I can share with you, you know, the things that we can do to support your family. So phone call tour, that's usually the first step, and then after that, we start all the paperwork, we start the application, we start enrollment. But I'm there to guide you through every single step and just be a resource to help you figure out if this is the best fit for your family, which I think it usually is.
So next week, we kind of weave in this portrait of a graduate in. We've taken a break to talk about middle school one week. Today we talk ownership. Next week we're going to take a break again. We'll get to nobility, but we've got something coming in between. What is that?
So next week we would like to bring in some of our highly acclaimed coaches to talk to you about the opportunities that we have here to prepare your student athlete for the next level, or to participate, or to just find a place to belong and play.
Sounds great. Well, hey, we thank you for joining us this week. We'd love for you to share this video and talk about Winston-Salem Christian School. Follow us on our social media platforms and come check us out. Thanks so much.